Mike Jones here with Ken's. It is October already. Got a brand new show. My brother Kenny and I own Ken's Stereo Junction, one in Macon and one in Warner Robins, and you're going to love this. Let's get inside and check it all out.
Georgia's #1 sight and sound source. Go to Ken's.
All right, in our Macon and our Warner Robins location, you know, our Macon's right here by the amphitheater on Mercer University Drive and right across from Home Goods on Watson Boulevard in our Warner Robins store. But we have a showroom, a physical showroom where you can come and look at car stereo and look at televisions and home theaters and all those cool things. Speaking of, let's talk about bass. This is Sundown Audio. Sundown Audio is one of the greatest subwoofers on the planet at this point. They make a series called M. Now, give you an idea what M is. They are about some big boy power. This is an 8-inch. I said 8-inch, right? Look at that, size of that magnet. And you were talking about a 4,000-watt 8-inch. They come in 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, 15-inch. I'm not going to pick this one up because I don't want to have a hernia. And so the idea behind that is for folks that say, I want the biggest possible bass I can. We have a truck that we're almost done with back there right now that's being loaded up with these. That'll be one of the loudest vehicles I've ever heard in my life. So this is in stock anywhere from $699, $599, $659. Really, really good deals. Come this way with me. If you said, hey, you know, I don't necessarily need to shake all of the earth, then you can do bass packages with single 10 and single 12 packages, anywhere from Rockford Fosgate, amazing audio control. We do Alpine, we do Rockford Fosgate. You see back here, Rockford Fosgate's always been such a great brand. This is what I competed with back in the day. And we have P1 and P2 packages, P1 and P2 being a model number of deciding if you want a 400-watt woofer, 800-watt woofer, and what kind of amplifier. And these are packages that'll come with an amplifier, a bass knob, all the adapters to hook to your factory radio, if you're keeping your factory radio. And if you want to do one of these boxes or a custom box, we can do a custom box of any shape and size that you can possibly imagine. When you scoot around here, when you walk into our Macon and our Warner Robins location, we have this big display that shows off radios, it shows off speakers, it shows off amplifiers and subwoofer packages. So you can kind of come in and get an idea what speakers sound like, that, you know, what you like. Some people will love Sony's ES series. Some people like Alpine, and we have all of that on sale. In the world of touchscreen radios, you see here, we have radios that are going to do full touchscreens. All of them are going to have Bluetooth audio, which is nice because, you know, about 5 years ago, they made this law where they said, please don't hold your phone in your hand. And what do I see riding down the road? Everybody's always holding their phone in their hand. The idea behind that is with Bluetooth, your radio becomes your phone. So I can do navigation, I can do my text messages, I can do anything and everything that I want to do through my touchscreen radio. We carry Pioneer. We're going to carry large screens all the way up to 10-inch and 12-inch if you choose, that will go portrait or landscape. 6-inch and 7-inch is mostly the common size. Sony, Alpine. I'm a big Alpine super freak. I own this radio. It is the best sounding radio that I personally have ever owned. In the world of the muscle cars, old school, what they call single DIN, especially a lot of the boats have these as well. We do a lot of Sony and we do a lot of Pioneer. They're going to have Bluetooth, and they have a thumb drive input for you folks that like to have 1,574,000 songs that you want to have at your access whenever you choose to. Price-wise, this month, for the entire month of October, all of this is a minimum of 20% off of the advertised price. So when you come in, hey, what about my 20% discount? You get a 20% package deal when you buy a radio from us right now. When you buy a radio and speakers from us, the installation is free unless you're doing custom. We're going to get to custom in just a second. But the idea behind that is you can come in and choose these speakers. We'll hook your phone up and play your own music, whatever you want. I had a gentleman come in the other day and I was playing my music. I'm an 80s disco baby. And he finally said, do you have any good music? I said, well, that was my good music, but he brought out his phone and we played his music, and it was wonderful music, but it was a way for him to test and audition every one of these speakers. Speakers anywhere from about $99 for a pair and up, depending on what you do. We have extremely high end, or if you said, look, I just want better than my factory speaker, we're going to do an Alpine like this or a Type S, which will give you $149 for a pair. But every shape and size, and the reason they come in different shape and sizes is because if you have a Dodge or if you have a Toyota or you have a Ram truck, whatever, they all have these different size speakers. We also carry the adapters where we don't have to modify your vehicle. So let's say you bring in your brand new Toyota Camry and we're going to replace it. We don't have to cut or mold anything. They make an adapter that fits in your factory door. Your door panel still goes in place, but I can put any of these speakers that I want to get in there so you can get the most bang for your buck. Now, when it comes to custom, you know, we do a tremendous amount of car audio. We do custom radar detectors, which we're going to see in just a second. We do, you know, are we there yet moments? You know, for the kids, we do the touch screens behind the seats, and it is so wonderful. We do dash cams, and of course, we do just good old wonderful car audio. Now, All of those things wrapped in a nutshell, you need to see this. This Lincoln Navigator that we just got, literally the gentleman went and bought the Lincoln Navigator. It's a 2025, new body style. It has 0 miles. The miles it has on it was from the dealership door into our parking lot. Check this Navigator out. It is awesome.
All right, I am in a 2025 Lincoln Navigator, absolutely stunning vehicle. This gentleman called me, said, I'm picking up my Lincoln Navigator from the dealer, but I want it straight to you. That way we can make it better. It's like, man, that's gonna be difficult to make it better. Kens, yes we can. So what we do is we ended up adding a radar and laser system to this vehicle. So right here, you'll actually see this little nice display right here. Nice and clean, looks like factory. We also have our buttons and everything that allows us to adjust it. This will help us pick up the police, also pick up school zone cameras, and also red light cameras too, which is fantastic. So that way you know what's coming up ahead, just in case you need to slow down if you're just jamming out. It gives you that little state of mind, which is fantastic. We mounted radar and laser sensors in the front of the vehicle and the rear of the vehicle. The next step that we did is dash cam. We have to have dash cams, unfortunately, nowadays. So we have them in the front and the rear. You'll see right here we did Van True's newest 3-way system. You have your nice display right here. You can also connect your phone to it and view it, pick up footage, everything in case you get in an accident or someone hits you and tries to run. You'll have all that footage that you need to close the case for sure.
For you backseat passengers, which is me, I'm a backseat driver actually, this is what we did. We did in these new AudioVox flat panels, and they are wonderful because they basically go both ways. They have an old school technology of a DVD player here, but they have a new school technology. So if you see I tap this app page, these are the apps it has built in. It has Chrome, the Play Store, Netflix, Disney, and Hulu already built in and ready to go. And you can put wireless headphones to them as well. So the blessing of this is you're in your family trip. You've got a way to keep up with things that are urgent. You got a way to put up with somebody that might run into you or do something wrong. Right, yep. And you have a way to keep the kids from saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And we're not even out of the driveway yet. So this is a project now. This is 25 or 30 hours to get all of this in place. Like I said, we got it brand new with no miles on it. And I cannot wait for him to take delivery. He is going to freak out. So 2025 Lincoln, the mastermind is right there. That's the guy that made all this happen. I just get the benefit of you seeing how amazing the guys and girls that work at Ken's do. Beautiful install, beautiful vehicle. I can't wait for him to entertain. This is what we do. All right, that we're in our theater. We did show this off in our last show, but I need to show you. We do theaters. We do star tile ceilings. We do tower speakers. We do flush mount speakers. We do Yamaha and Sony as a brand for amplifiers. Also, we do Macintosh, which is about the best on the planet. We do SV sound speakers, and we do clips, and I think they're amazing. We've talked about their subwoofers. It's just amazing. Now, when you put it all together, this gentleman, we just did his home, and on Lake Tubasopke, it is incredible. He had this room above his garage, and he said, what can we do? And it didn't have enough height for a projector, so we did a 100-inch in there. But I'll just stop talking. Check this out. All right, when you do a theater, I know you're seeing what I'm seeing right now. This is incredible. You'll see a cutaway in just a second of this. Was a bonus room above a garage, and it was, I think, white, or you probably see it now, white or gray. The carpet was fine, and everything else wasn't, because he is a Falcons fan. And so I said, well, let's do Falcons colors. So let's start there. So we took his Falcons hat and matched the red and the black. Another thing he wanted was monster sound, and he wanted a monster TV, and he wanted a monster setup. So we did huge. You got a Sony ES receiver with over 1,000 watts of power. Now, starting there, here is your star tile ceiling. I love doing these star tile ceilings and for folks in their theaters or in their AV rooms or their media rooms. And these are superb. We build the grid out, and you can get these with twinkling stars, or like these. These are set standards, but they're different size stars. So it has this twinkling effect all the way down. And this runway goes all the way down. Isn't this amazing? I'm just letting you know, my guys and girls just killed it with this. And then we did an accent wall. This accent wall, this was an outside window. So what we do is we do a plantation shutter on one side, so from outside it still looks like it should look. You don't have to fill the window in. And then we build the wall. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway now of building the wall. These are Klipsch speakers. They make a specific speaker that's made to be a left, a center, and a right. Magnetic grill, and then we dye the grill in black so we can match the stain that we do. We do a flat surface stain so it doesn't have a lot of reflection built into it. And this You see how big this is? This is the 100-inch Samsung. This is it's 98 is what they call them. No, I think it's 98.5, but 100-inch 4K, fully smart. Now, here's one of the bigger blessings of this. I'm going to grab this remote control. One of the blessings of this is, because when folks use smart features only, there's a circuit built into this called ARC that ties into the amplifier. The rack is way back there in the closet. We wired everything through the crawl spaces of the attic. And then you have one simple remote control. I mean, this small remote control operates this entire theater. Now, how much power? Well, these new Mammoth Klipsch subs, they come in a 12-inch, a 14-inch, and they come in a 16-inch. And look at the size of this woofer. It is absolutely insane. And you have 1,000 watts of power per sub. He has two of these mamas in here. And what does it sound like? That's the next question. Well, I'm going to give you a little demo, and I'm just going to give you an idea. I hope that this transmits as it should. This is how it's done.
I'm always angry. Hold on.
So what does it take to do this? Well, this is a lot of work. Okay, number one, how do you get that thing up those stairs? That was a feat all by itself. And so three of us brought that thing up the stairs and did that, because you're talking about, 85-pound television. Then what do you have to do? Well, you have to build the wall. You have to paint the walls. And then you have to build this amazing star ceiling that just kind of sets the mood for this amazing family that allowed us to do this theater. So this Falcons themed theater takes about a week to do it, but I will let you know, just a week or so into this is when we started the star tiles. So one more week to the star tiles, and 2 weeks later, bada bing, bada bang, they are jamming. This can be used for anything. If you're a gamer, it's a gaming television. It's made for it with the refresh it takes. It has huge sound. It has enough room to seat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, plus more room in the very back for more chairs when they decide to go with more chairs. This is a phenomenal media room. Now, how do you get your media room on? There's my phone number. I will come out and design the system. Kurt, which is my nephew, we can come and design it all the way from the star tiles to the 100-inch to the full Klipsch Atmos theater. I'm just letting you know we can make that dream come true. Again, the estimate's free. Best brands in the business, and wow factor out the moolah. This is awesome. This is what we do. All right, when we do security cameras, they're so important, and a lot of times people will buy security cameras after you needed security cameras. So really you want to be proactive in that. Number one thing you need to know is, there's my phone number. The estimate is free. I will come to you wherever you are, and we'll design a system whether you need 16 or 20 or 30 cameras, or you just need 2 cameras or 4 cameras. We have packages anywhere from 4 all the way to whatever you can stomach or imagine. Another thing you want to have is you want to have 4K video. You want to have digital sound. That way I can hear and see what's going on. If you can do wired connections versus wireless, there are wireless cameras like the Google cameras and that stuff, and they work for what they are, but when you don't have internet or don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have any way to view it or record it. And it has a monthly fee attached to it if you're going to be able to store the stuff. So when you have a hardwired one like this, it not only gives you better picture, it gives you better sound, but it gives you guaranteed recording no matter what's going on. Even if you lost power, it comes in our package. I'll open this up for you. It comes with a battery backup built into the package. So the battery backup does it, and if the power does go off, it still records. So why you need the internet when you have a hardwired connection is so that I can see it on my phone. Literally I want to go see a phone. But let me give you an idea. When you have what they call uncompressed HD video, I'm just going to go through a couple of pictures here and give you an idea about clarity. Check this out. This is 75 to 85 feet from there to there, and you can see the cracks in the concrete. Every single thing you need to see is clear there. Let me show you some more. Look at this. This is the back side. Look, there's our AC units, the fence line. There's even the person. They even get the benefit of these cameras, because look how far it sees all the way down to that junk that's behind that building over there. Look at the definition when you're looking at a warehouse. I can see how many I have. I can see model numbers. I can see that shelf needs to be cleaned up. I can see all kinds of stuff that's so important when you're doing this. It's just so nice to be able to look and see all of the surroundings, because they have like 118, I believe, degree left to right, and a 75-foot IR. What the IR is for means infrared, is because it sees in day and it sees in nighttime. Also, it has a tag readers built into them. So if somebody pulls up and it sees their tag, it snaps off pictures of the tag and stores it onto your hard drive. And I just love knowing that no matter what, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this thing is recording constantly. I can't tell you how many times this has saved our company, and I'm saying that to tell you, with your company or with your home or whatever you're doing, let us come out. The estimate's free. Again, there's my phone number. The estimate's free, and we will get you safe and secure. This is what we do. All right, in the world of flat panels, we do Sony and we do Samsung. There is a whole new series that came out in July of this year for both of these brands. They're all going to be 4K. They're all going to be smart TVs. Smart TVs, 10 years ago mattered a little bit, but now because of DirecTV and Dish Network and cable they kind of gotten pushed back a little bit because of folks like YouTube TV and like Roku and folks like that, Apple TV. These TVs have all of those apps built in. So the blessing of that is you don't have a separate cable box. The app's built in. So the advantage is it's all built in your TV. The disadvantage is without Wi-Fi, you don't get those features. So it kind of is a seesaw thing. I personally do both of them. But if you want Netflix and Paramount and all those things, these are all going to have that built in. So it's really just going to be a matter of you choosing the TV you want. To give you an example, you can buy a 75-inch TV for $400 or $500. You can buy a 75-inch TV for $3,000 or $4,000. And that's going to depend on if you're a nerd or super tech like myself, or you just want a really good, reliable TV. The blessing is that Sony and Samsung makes TVs in the right price ranges, regardless of what your budget is, but all of them have the same quality, which is rock solid for those two brands. All the way down to 65s, 75s, 85s, and of course the new Samsung 100-inch, which is actually called 98.5 for whatever reason. This TV is mammoth big. $3,500 retail, and ready for this for the month of October, it is $500 off. That's the largest discount we've had, period, on a large TV. $500 off of the $34.99 to $29.99. And matter of fact, I've had them where I was going to show you both, but I've already sold out of the Sony as well. But just know that is a unbelievable deal for a 100-inch, 98.5, 100-inch Samsung full smart ready to go. Can you mount it on the wall? Number one question people ask me, can you mount it on the wall? It has the same setup that 75 and 85 is, so I use what they call an XL mount, where I can put it on the wall, I can tilt it, and I can also buy one that allows me to swivel it, where you can do those things as well, and it just keeps it nice and easy to do. Now, if you like the idea of a TV on your wall, but you're a decor-driven person, Samsung makes a series called The Frame, and it's like an art TV where you can, when it's off, it literally becomes a piece of art. I showed you one last month in a small version. I'm fixing to take you over to a house that we just did that's got a bigger or larger version with a really beautiful frame from Deco, because we're dealers for both. My guys got there at 9 o'clock in the morning and did this entire home by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He sent me a text yesterday. I was so honored. He says, I can't believe how much we love everything that y'all have done for us. We did a pool and living room, some other stuff. Again, stop talking. Let's just see it. Check this out. All right, when you're doing what they call Frame TV by Samsung, they make a bunch of different series, but the Frame TV allows you to have a frame. The blessing of this is it mounts so close to that. You've probably seen a cutaway of it now, close to the wall. It's literally like a picture frame. So if you had to mount it in a hallway or whatever, it doesn't stick off like a TV does, normally 2 or 3 inches. Another blessing is, through a company called Art Deco, you can actually change these frames. It comes with a black frame. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of different types of frames now. And the blessing of that is, like this was chosen because she is an artist, so we had to let her do her art part of this to make it look good for her home. The blessing of this is it comes with a Connect device that we flush into the wall. You've probably seen a cutaway of that as well, as we took pictures as we did the installation. It's a toughie when you're doing a house with an outside wall and a brick fireplace and all the things that happen, but the dudes that do what they do for us, the brainiacs is what I call them, this is what they do. The blessing is what you're saying, well, what is the reason to have it? Because a lot of people don't like just a TV hanging off the wall. If you're a guy, more than likely you don't care. But if you're a guy with a girl, then you probably do care. That's just the way that works, and they're the artistic value of us, we're not. Now, watch this. So when you decide, I don't want to watch television, you see we got Jerry McGuire on right here. I turn the TV off. It'll revert back to whatever art we have chosen to be on the TV. It has a matte finish. So because of the matte finish, it doesn't have all the crazy glare that comes from a window. That's blessing number one. Blessing number two is it's made to never have a burn-in. It cycles through this art. You can't see it millions of times, and it moves these pixels where it will never have a burn-in. So you got a perfect TV picture, you have your artwork, you have your Art Deco frame, all the cables and everything are flushed in the wall. We even flush the cable box and everything in, and everything works off of one single remote. It's also a smart TV, so all of your apps are built in as well. It also has wireless mirroring where you can put your own artwork or your own photos up onto this. When you get ready to go back to TV, you just flip the TV back on and you're watching television. It's full 4K, has multiple inputs. It can even be used for gaming. No wires hanging out. As you can tell, if you have Christmas, all your Christmas decor still fits, and you've got this amazing TV / perfect artwork. Now, how do you make it happen? There is my phone number. That's how they reached out to us. I will come out there for free, and we will design the system for this particular family. We have our art piece TV in there, art piece TV, and we actually did their pool that faces out over the lake as well with a terrace TV, which is all what it is. Again, the estimate is free. That, our boys just smoked it. It is so beautiful. I'm so ready for them to enjoy their new home. Free estimates. This is what we do. All right, as beautiful as that is, you see this view, you got this pool, you got the lake view. This is amazing. This is Samsung called Terrace. Terrace is their all-weather TVs. They had a bunch of different series. This is a 55-inch. We got here today. This pole goes into the ground, concrete sets it in place, and this is an all-weather TV, meaning this can be outside in the elements, the sun and the rain, like you're seeing right here. There's wonderfulness number one. Wonderful number two is the Clips rock speaker right there, which these come in tan and what they call a dark gray. I love it because it blends with your outdoor decor. There's one over there and one over here. We put an outdoor access point. I'm sure you're seeing a cutaway of that right now, which connects to his Cox cable modem inside the house, which extends his Wi-Fi. So his Wi-Fi will probably go all the way through the woods over there at this point. It's so powerful here. That gives him a way to put Sonos. You're seeing a cutaway of Sonos, so it gets on your phone or your tablet and allows you to put in Pandora and Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Music all into one app that keeps it very easy. Here's a demo of the music. I'll turn it up a little bit, give you an idea how much sound. He didn't want his neighbors to have to hear it, but wow, give me a little more juice. Give me a little more. They're already coming out of the woods. All right, so hear this. You've got 55-inch, all-weather, ready to go. Cox cable comes in. They have a mini box that fits in the back of the TV that has an all-weather panel. Plus the rods, everything is buried in. We'll pull power from the garage. Everything is nice and hidden and ready to enter. He said, I'm going to be watching football tonight, and he's ready, even if it rains. There's my phone number. The estimate is free. This is what we do. All right, in Colquitt Free Will Baptist Church in Colquitt, Georgia, this was, I'll give you the side story. They're redoing their sanctuary. So when they were redoing their sanctuary, they wanted to have this as their sanctuary, which is their fellowship hall, right? So we came in to do this, which is incredible. Now, number one is we have hard floors, we have hard ceilings. We're going to deal a lot with echo, but we don't hardly have any echo with all this harsh because we did sound panels throughout. So if you kind of look with me, we did sound panels. They chose the design of kind of doing the alternating colors, and it made a monster difference. This entire room has sound panels all the way around. Now, what else we did was we did big video. So you have 75 and 85-inch monitors here that allows us to put our scriptures, you see, or put all of our words up, or put our announcements, put music, anything we'll put up here. We also did a very large confidence monitor back here. So this is different than that because this is showing the praise and worship team and the preacher and all the things that he needs to see up here, whereas this shows everybody the stuff that we need to be beautiful and wonderful and all that through ProPresenter. We also are ProPresenter certified. What we do for speakers, we have speakers in all four corners. Because it's a fellowship hall, we needed a different way to be able to design the room. Sanctuary series speakers that go all the way around with 2,500 watts of power. They have this stage right here that's portable, but it's nice because it's simple. And he was just saying that even though their sanctuary is almost done, they're going to miss it because it has turned out to be such a great setup in here. This thing sounds great. I'll just give you a microphone source here. It allows us to use all Shure microphones. We use that, and it sounds incredible in here. Big sound, and it's full. And you see, even with all these hard surfaces, there's no echoing, which is nice. So these microphones are going to come in handheld, lapel, like a clip-on or headset type mic. If you look back here, that booth in the back right here, this is an amazing setup. This was built by us on site. It has an 8-inch riser. They have the robotic camera. So this robotic camera allows them to zoom in and zoom out. They have a joystick control over there. This is so they can use YouTube and Facebook the right way. When I say the right way, there's a lot of people out there that are still streaming, from their cell phone or from an iPad. And the problem is it sounds like this when it's on the stream because it wasn't built to do that. All the microphones that are in here go into the live stream. So you hear everything and everybody that is mic'd. We even do congregation mics so you can hear the amens and the hallelujahs and the announcements and cool things. How do you make all this happen in Colquitt, Georgia? There's my phone number. The estimate is free. That's how I met this gentleman. I came down and we met, and this was just empty. It was just a fellowship hall with a whole bunch of echo, which does not exist anymore. And he said, number one, how do I get rid of the echo? Check, sound panels. Number two, I need to have audio and video and microphones. I need to have a booth. And I said, we are turnkey. Electrician, carpenter, installers, and training after the sale plus service on site. Again, there's my phone number. The estimate is free. This is just the fellowship hall. Next month, you get to see the sanctuary, and it is absolutely spot on. This is what we do. Hey, thank you for watching our show. It is October of 2025. I'm telling you, time, I think when you get over 50, time just goes a lot faster. I don't know what that means. But thank you for watching our show. You know, we are Ken Stereo Junction. We have a store in Macon by the amphitheater, and we have a store in Warner Robins right by Home Goods on Watson Boulevard. We have been doing what we do since 1978, so about 47 years, and we're so grateful to work and serve our community as long as we have. My dad and his brother started our company, my Uncle Harry, who just literally survived pancreatic cancer. I've never even heard of someone surviving pancreatic cancer, but my Uncle Harry did, so thank you for your prayers there. My brother Kenny and I, my big brother Kenny and I, own the company now, and we're raising our boys in the company as well. We've been doing it a long time, but in the last 15 years, things have changed a little bit. There's this social media thing that's come on here, and that allows you to keep up with us through YouTube and through Facebook and through Instagram. And we put, specials and stuff on there. We put little snippets, and we're going to be changing all of that around here a lot more for folks that don't get to see the infomercial on TV like you're seeing. They just want to see it on social media. We'll be breaking those things down on those platforms so you can keep up with us. Now, how do you get in touch with us? Well, here's me and my brother's phone number. We own the company. You can call or text us directly, and we'll do whatever we can for you. I'll put both of our phone numbers up for our store right now, which is our Macon location on the top and our Warner Robins store on the bottom. And you call and reach out to these folks. Now, if you have a good experience, you call me or my brother, and we want to know that so we can reward those that did well. If you have an experience where we goofed, and we will goof because we are human beings and that just happens sometimes, but we don't want to, you can reach out to me directly, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure we do exactly as promised. Now, I've done this for a long time. I fell in love with Jesus a long time ago, and I've been quoting Scripture at the end of my show for quite a few years. And Scripture says, in Galatians 5, verse 13, it says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another." What that means is, I had somebody ask me one day, well, if I'm forgiven of my sins every time I ask, then why can't I just keep sinning, keep going back? Well, then you've not accepted the fact that someone died for your sins. See, because of my salvation is why I serve others. I'm not serving others for my salvation. I'm serving others because of my salvation. So when I go towards sin, I run from God. When I go towards God, I run from sin. It sounds simple because it is. He taught us what? Love God and love people. Come see us at Ken's in Macon in Warner Robins. All right. Austin, that is awesome. And you see, ready? So we're doing it again. Yep. Ready? I didn't know he's going to talk that fast. All right, ready? And the bass. Here, or we can cut to this part. David, you'll have to cut all this part out because he doesn't know how to operate an iPhone. This is my son, Cooper, acting like he's working. Cooper, say hello.
To who?
Him, those people.
They're in the camera?
Yeah. This guy that's in the trunk, is doing, a series out of Goodfellas. That is Justin. All right. There goes my brother.